All right, Coach RJ Castro joins us. How many years you been coaching in the South Bay?
20 years now.
20
actually.
years.
Yeah.
Wow. And you would know, and we'll get into your documentary and just for a moment what you got going, but state of the soccer here in the Bay Area. We got 2 expansion franchises. Any hope for these guys?
I think so. I mean, it's the 3rd year for the Quakes.
Right.
You know, they got a couple of players that got a little stint at the national team. You know, you're going to have some players that are coming off injury. You know, the team started to come towards the end of the season together. I think it's definitely going to be a good possibilities. Then you look at the FC Gold Pride. You know, the ladies are moving over to Hayward. I think this is their 2nd year. A lot of good players again playing on the national team. Rachel Bueller, you know, Barney Barnhart in the back and the goal. So I think you know, with those types of players coming out, you know, hopefully you're going to have
they can financially make it at the gate to maintain?
I think we're still working on that. You know, that's what we're trying to do, get more people out to the games, you know, like yourself. I think, you know, in the comparisons to the San Francisco Candlestick game when you saw Messi and Barcelona bring out, you know, a huge fan base, hopefully we're going to get there in the 2010 season. I
see this Quakes retro jersey you got on here, so which leads us to the documentary you've been working on. This is like a history of the Quakes in the Bay Area, is it?
I mean, somewhat, right? So in the middle of July, into August, they had a 35-year reunion. The guys came from all over the country, you know, telling their story about what it was like to be a San Jose Earthquake. Before the Sharks, the San Jose Earthquakes were the only professional team. So, you know, the Sharks are a really positive team now, but I think the Earthquakes are trying to earn some of that right back to their fan base.
I want to talk about a former Earthquake, and that would be Landon Donovan, and now he's gone on to big stardom, you know, playing with the big U.S. team. World Cup's right around the corner, and I know had the big win over Spain. Can you handicap this game with England coming up next June?
I think if they get over this game, I mean, you know, you can't look over Algeria and Slovenia, but I think if you end up getting, you know, when you're beating a team like England, I mean, it's only going to be a confidence builder, not only for the team, but for the country and soccer in the U.S.
Well, we're looking at this game against Brazil that came so close. So close to this one.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they played as hard as they could and as well as they could, but it's Brazil, for goodness sakes, you know?
They are kind of like the Cadillac of it all. And speaking of the Cadillac, individually, you know, we talked on the phone about the number of the plays that you would actually dig in the pocket and actually pay to see, and Ronaldinho seems to be your guy.
I think Ronaldinho, he's one of those players when in '94 when the Brazilian teams came over and spent a lot of time in Los Gatos, there was a good following for the game. They just, you know, he's kind of he's an artist of the game, you know. He's not just a good footballer, but I mean, he's a really good presenter of the game off the field and on the field, 2-time footballer of the world. You know, and I mean, the team he's playing on is not a bad team as well.
Well, maybe that's what the U.S. needs. We need more Ronaldinhos over here, just all over the place.
Well, I think you need to bring some of the MLS or the U.S. guys that are playing overseas back, and then make those guys, make those teams strong. You get Clint Dempsey and those guys coming over, you're gonna.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Hey, RJ, thanks so much, man.
Thanks.
Continued success, especially with that doc.
Thanks, Vern.